Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name's Liz and I make videos on purse reviews but also on clothing hauls. So if ever you're into these kind of videos, it would make me so happy if you would subscribe. So today's video is on the Chanel Classic Flap in the size small. So the Classic Flap has to be Chanel's most popular bag that they make. I chose mine in the size small, as you can see. It comes in 5 different sizes: mini, small, medium, jumbo, and maxi. So I know it's pretty hard to choose what size to get. The criteria that I wanted was that I wanted a black bag and also that I wanted it in caviar leather. And why caviar is because I know it's known to be more durable and also more scratch resistant than lambskin. So that's why I really wanted caviar. Automatically then I knew that the mini was not an option anymore because Chanel discontinued the mini in caviar in 2018. So if you want a mini in caviar, then you have no choice to go look on the pre-loved market, and people on the pre-loved market are selling them $1,000 over retail, which I think is too much. So it was a no for me. So automatically I started looking at the small and the medium because I knew I wanted a more petite type bag, not a big bag like the jumbo or the maxi. So there's not a huge difference between the small and the medium. The first difference, I would say, what's more appealing to the eye to you? Do you rather more of a square type rectangle, or do you rather more of like a longer rectangle, like on horizontally a bit longer than this? That's what the medium is basically. So to me, what was more pleasing to the eye was this shape. It was a bit more of like a square type of rectangle, but I mean the medium is still nice, but more appealing to the eye for me was this one. And then I asked myself, obviously the medium, you can put more stuff in it. Do I need the extra space? Since I already own other mid-size bag, it didn't really matter because the amount of stuff, let's be honest, it's not a huge difference. You can't really put that much more. So again, it was another check mark for the small for me. And then lastly, I like to go out for brunch, for lunch, for dinners, and I like to put my purse on the table like this. I'm happy I can see it, it's protected, instead of putting it on my chair and risk getting hit by someone passing close to the table or by the waiter by mistake. So obviously, if you're going to put a purse on the table, the smaller the better, right? Or else it's going to take too much room on the table. So again, I was like, oh, another check mark for the small. And lastly, I was also thinking, you know, when you go to a wedding, usually you have to bring a small type of bag, a clutch or something. You can't wear a big bag at a wedding. It looks a little bit funny. So I was like, okay, the small is still small enough that I could technically wear it for a cocktail or a wedding. So again, I was like, okay, another check mark for the small. So anyways, that's why I decided to go for the small size. So yeah, so as you can see, the nice quilts on the bag. Chanel was inspired to put quilts on her bag from the jackets that the polo players used to wear, and also the men taking care of the horses. So that's from where the inspiration of the quilts. It has a nice CC turn lock at the front. The CC turn lock was actually put there by Karl Lagerfeld in the 1980s, because before that, Chanel would only put the Mademoiselle clasp, which is the clasp that's just a little line at the front. So yeah, so it's actually Karl who decided to put her logo in the front of the bag. So love the little CC clasp at the front. As you can see, I chose my bag in the silver hardware, and that's another big question. Gold or silver? The most popular the most popular color of hardware, I would say, is the gold hardware on black. But I wanted a bag that was gonna look more modern. What I mean by modern is when you think of gold, like gold chunky hardware on black purses, you think of Chanel vintage bags, right? We didn't see as much silver hardware back then. So automatically the silver looks a little bit more modern on, because the gold makes you think of the vintage bags. And then also I wanted a bag that was gonna be a little bit more low-key, less chic, a little bit more casual. And as you can see, the silver does make this bag more on the casual side. You know, if you were to see the same bag with the gold, you might think it's a little bit more dressier. So yeah, so I really wanted it to look more casual, to wear with ripped jeans and t-shirts and yoga pants. So yeah, so that was my reasoning to get the silver, but both are gorgeous. So yeah, on the inside, you're gonna see that I don't open my flap completely when I open my bag, because after a while, there is a crease that will form at the top, but that's after a long time of using the bag. So I'm trying to prevent my bag from creasing at the top. So when I open it, I just open it for as much as I need, like to grab stuff in and out, but I don't like open it to the end. So that's good. It's good for you to know. If you're like me and you like to take care of your purses, you can watch out for that. So inside, there's a nice little pocket at the top, but this pocket is kind of useless. It was said that Chanel put it there because she used to hide her love letters in there because she was having an affair. But on the small flap, it's so small that truthfully, I'd be scared to use it because I'm scared that it's gonna change the shape of the flap at the front. If you tried stuffing stuff inside, I want it to stay nice and flat, and even when I close the bag, I want it to be nice and flat, so I wouldn't put stuff in here. I wouldn't suggest doing so. Also, another thing you have to watch out when you open and close the bag, make sure that the zipper, like just glide your fingers under and make sure that the zipper is always laying flat so that you're not denting the second flap. So yeah, another little tip. When people say double flap, that's what they mean. First flap, a second flap, so it's a double flap. On the inside, it's a burgundy color. Chanel put burgundy inside most of her classic flap because it was said she was inspired by the uniforms that she used to wear at her orphanage growing up. But I also heard that the soldier back then might have had some burgundy uniforms, so it could be that too. So anyways, just some fun info. On the inside, there's a little circular pocket in the middle, and that pocket fits perfectly a lipstick. And then on each side of that pocket are two little square pockets, and these pockets would fit basically perfectly a compact, because it was said again that Chanel never went anywhere without her lipstick and her compact, like to put her powder. So that's why in all of her classic flaps, she puts a place for the lipsticks and for the compacts. I personally don't use them. I put everything in my makeup bag, and then I put my makeup bag on the inside, but that's why it's there. Then there's also a little pocket right here on the outside. I know some people like to put their cell phone in there. I, again, personally wouldn't, because I'm scared to change the shape of the bag, because this bag is made in and out of leather. It's leather everywhere. So leather moves, leather stretches. You have to be careful. If you start putting stuff in it, it will change shape. That's what it is. But I mean, we bought the bag to use it. So if you want to put your stuff in it, go ahead. I'm just trying to keep it looking brand new for as long as I can, basically. So yeah, so that's for the inside. Now I'm gonna close it back up. The back has a pocket. Again, the pocket inside is leather. This pocket is called the Mona Lisa pocket, and it was said that Chanel loved the Mona Lisa painting and that she was inspired to make the pocket look a little bit like a smile, because it was like the little subtle smile of the Mona Lisa. So that's a cute story. But the reason for her putting pockets at the back of her bags was because she always wanted to have some change, easy to grab, because she used to like to tip her drivers, the doorman, the bellboys. She liked to tip everyone, so she always wanted to have some change that's easy to grab. So she would put her coins in there. Like, how nice. So yeah, so that's the reason for the pocket. So now the chain. So the chain length is pretty much the same as the medium. And it's called a shoulder bag length. So if you would go to Chanel and you would talk to your sales associate, they're gonna tell you, this is not a crossbody bag, ma'am. It's a shoulder bag. So yeah, so it's meant to be, so it's meant to be on the pocket, on the shoulder doubled, or like this. So you see it fall at a nice height like this, and so at least it's not necessarily touching the body too much like that. If I were to put it crossbody, I'm going to show you. So So this is crossbody. So as you can see, it's like a little bit awkward. It falls kind of like on the stomach. I mean, you can still do it if you need to have your hands free for a few minutes. It's still doable, and at least you're able to protect your bag. It's not going to hit walls from being like on the side of your hips, you know? But it's not the nicest like this. It's definitely cuter when you put it on your shoulder. And another thing I want to add that I've seen, because this bag is made completely out of leather, people who tend to wear their bag a lot and crossbody, the bag that's always touching your body, the body emits heat, right? We're warm because of our blood. So after a while of the bag touching your body, it might start kind of like curving a little bit. And I've seen it on the pre-loved market. If you look at some of the bigger bags like the Maxi, the Jumbo, or I've seen it the most on boys, on the boy bag. And if you look at them sideways, you'll see that it's like a little bit curved at the back. And that's the reason why. It's because the person wore it a ton crossbody. So it was like touching the body at all times. So after a while, it would start curving a little bit because it's leather. I know that's excessive, but it's still, I thought it was cool to share with you guys because it's something to look out for. So that's why it is in our best interest to wear it on the shoulder. Like if you do still like to wear it crossbody, do it, but just switch it from time to time, you know, put it sometimes on your arm, on your shoulder, switch it around so that you don't get that. So yeah. So other than that, honestly, it's a great bag. I love it. I'm happy with my choice. And so yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.